Hi, everybody. I'm Lou. I'm 17 years old, and what I'm about to tell you just happened a few weeks ago. I'm still trying to figure out what to do. It's really not my fault. I mean, I did everything right. I don't deserve this. Guys, I would really appreciate it if you could hear the whole story and then give me some kind of advice. Please. Let me give you some backstory. I was born in Vancouver, and not the cool one. Not the one that everybody knows about. Yeah, you might not know it, but there's actually two Vancouvers. One that's amazing in Canada and the one that I live in, Vancouver, Washington. It's right on the border between Washington and Oregon, outside of Portland. Most people from around here prefer to just say that they're from Portland, and I can't blame them, to be honest. Our town economy survives thanks to people who work in Portland but just don't have enough money to live there. In places where there's not a lot of things to do, people look for ways to entertain themselves. Here, for example, the most common thing to do is just gossip. And if there's nothing to gossip about, we talk about our parents. Every town has that one crazy family, you know, the kind that the other kids' parents tell them to stay away from. Well, in Vancouver, Washington, those parents are my mom and dad. I'm not gonna lie, they kind of fit the bill to a T. My mom suffers from mysophobia. She's afraid of germs, bacteria, viruses, etc. People call it germophobia, but that's actually wrong, so stop calling it that. My dad is mostly known as a prepper. Somebody who believes the apocalypse could happen at any time, and he spends his free time getting ready for it. He built a nuclear bunker in our backyard with all the supplies to survive the end of the world. You know, things like canned food, flashlights, candles, water, gas, lots of toilet paper, and of course guns, because why not? I'm not actually complaining about them, I'm just trying to give you some context. If you think living with them could be hard, just add a pandemic to the situation. Yep. This COVID-19 thing has got them a little bit crazier than usual. My mom cleans everything 6 times a day. And when I say everything, I mean it. The floor, the kitchen, the bathrooms, the living room. She literally wakes up, cleans the whole day, and then goes to sleep. I don't even think I've seen her eat now that I'm thinking about it. Dad, on the other hand, wakes up, goes to the store, and buys more things that we don't need nor use, reads every conspiracy theory about coronavirus, eats something, and goes to sleep. I love them. Despite all their weirdness, they've always supported me in their own way. But come to think about it, my mom doesn't hug. She actually hates touching other people. Sometimes I wonder how she and my father got me. How somebody like that can, get pregnant. People at school bully me because of them, but I don't really pay attention. Yeah, my folks are weird, but at least my dad doesn't cheat on my mom, and my mom doesn't have a drinking problem like a lot of their parents do. There's no such thing as the perfect family. You're probably thinking about all the problems with your family. Next time you know somebody who has personal issues, don't be a dick about it to them. Either way, most people are cuckoo about something, like those obsessed with CrossFit or being super positive about their life. They're also just as crazy as my family. Oh, and not to mention those people who are always trying to convince everybody else to hop on the cryptocurrency train. If you're one of those people, in the name of the rest of us, you need to calm down. When this pandemic started, Mom had a panic attack. And Dad tried to calm her down with medicine for asthmatic people. I don't know why he's got that stuff, but he definitely has a stockpile. Quarantine officially started a few weeks ago for everybody, but us. Oh no, we've been on that quarantine life for a lot longer. Mom actually made sure that we stopped going anywhere we didn't really need to go months ago. She convinced Dad to buy everything online and work from home, which is kind of impossible because my dad works at a restaurant. Ergo, she ended up making him quit his job. Luckily, she works from home developing websites, so I guess they have some income. But on January 21st, everything got worse. That's the day that the first confirmed case of the coronavirus appeared in the US. Some guy came from Wuhan and lives somewhere called Snohomish, which is only 200 miles from here. Do you know how big America is? What were the chances that, of all places, he had to live in my state? As soon as Mom found out, she forced us to stay home no matter what. She warned my school's principal about closing the school immediately for the sake of all students and teachers. He said that it was impossible without a state order, which took some time to arrive. I missed school for a week. The principal called home to check and see if I was okay, and Mom told him that as long as the pandemic was continuing, I wasn't allowed to leave the house. The principal told her that he would grant me a special permit to work online because I was a good student. That's cool, I guess. But I got bored being at home. As you should know by now, quarantine really isn't that fun. I miss my friends. I miss walking out on the street. The situation really makes us appreciate all the things that we take for granted, no matter how small they are. My friends are also worried about me. So they thought of the following plan to get me out of the house. They were going to show up in a car after my parents fell asleep and wait for me outside. I would sneak out the window, go to a party in the city, and then get back before they woke up. Easy, right? Well, it went all as planned, and it was one of the best nights of my life. We went to this place called the Big Lebowski near downtown Portland. One of my friends was the owner's nephew, and they let us in. We drank and danced all night, even though none of us were of age. Maybe it was the adrenaline rush for doing something that we weren't supposed to, but it was awesome. My friends dropped me off about 4 or 5 in the morning, and my parents didn't even suspect a thing. A few days later, I started to feel terrible. My whole body hurt, every single muscle. I slept a whole day, and I woke up at night feeling incredibly hot. I knew I had a fever, but I tried not to panic. I thought maybe it was just the flu. A week or so passed, and then one of my friends texted us all in a group chat that he was asymptomatic, but he tested positive for COVID-19. That means he wasn't showing any symptoms, but he was still carrying it and could get other people sick. I guess nobody had wanted to say anything, but a few other friends responded in the group chat that they were feeling horrible. You know what that means. We all had coronavirus. My symptoms started getting worse, so I decided to tell my parents about it. They knew I wasn't doing well, but they never thought that I could have the virus. They thought I hadn't left the house. I gave my mom a detailed description of all of my symptoms and how I was feeling, and my mom passed out. Literally. I tried to help her, but my dad told me to get the hell away from her. After 10 or 15 minutes, she finally recovered from her fainting spell. She said that maybe I just had the flu because I hadn't left the house. But I had to tell them what happened, what I did with my friends, and that one of them was COVID-19 positive. My mom started freaking out and hyperventilating and passed out again. Dad asked me to lock myself in my room. When Mom woke up, she poured bleach on every single thing I had touched. I wasn't feeling any better after telling them the truth. I just felt guilty. I knew that I was putting my mom and my dad in a stressful, risky situation. I cried a lot, and the only thing I could think about was I needed to apologize and hope they would forgive me. I wrote them a letter on my computer and emailed it to them. I thought it would calm things down. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Dad woke me up wearing a protective suit, gloves, and a mask. He looked like something out of a horror post-apocalyptic movie. He grabbed my leg and started yelling, "Liar, liar," at me. He told me, a 17-year-old sick girl, that I needed to leave the house. He explained that Mom couldn't sleep, just thinking that I was going to infect them. She was having panic attacks, and she thought that having me around was dangerous. They both wanted me out of the house as soon as possible. Dad only gave me a bag to put some clothes in and some food. I tried to reason with him, but he didn't listen to me. I told him that this was insanity, that he couldn't make me leave. I wasn't even of age, but he threatened to call the police and tell them that I was, no joke, torturing my mom. This was insane. This was the first time I thought my dad was crazy enough to be a danger to me. But don't worry, guys. He told me to come back when I was healthy. How sweet of them, right? My mom and dad never gave me a choice. I had to take my stuff and leave home. On the way out, my mom didn't even bother to say goodbye. I actually think she was hiding from me. I decided to go to a hospital in Portland and told them that I had been in contact with someone with COVID-19 and I was experiencing symptoms. They sent a doctor in to see me, and after a few minutes, they told me I was infected, but not in danger. The hospital was full, so I couldn't stay there. He advised me to go into quarantine until I felt better. So I Googled the cheapest motel in Portland and booked myself a room. I'm not gonna lie, this motel looks like a place where police find dead bodies. It's so creepy here. And now, even though I'm beginning to feel a bit better, I'm running out of money and food. I don't know how long I can stay locked up here. Guys, do you know if there's somewhere else I can go? I tried to call places around me, but nobody's picking up the phone. I don't want to spend money on buses or taxis to find some place only to figure out that they won't take me. I don't have that much to go around. Please let me know if there's anywhere I can go. I really need your help, and I'll be reading whatever you post in the comments. And thank you. I really, really appreciate it.